There we go. Okay, that's what I did. Whoopsie. There we go, I think. I think we should have it now. This needs to go away. Okay, I think after all that was said and done, I've got it. I had to switch over to OBS instead of Streamlabs, and I had to reset it up because I reinstalled my computer. But I accidentally selected stream was made for kids, so it didn't have the chat box. But should be good now, as far as I can tell. Let's see. Should be good. This here. Yeah. No, I switched from Streamlabs to OBS, and when I did, I had to reset it up from scratch because I reinstalled my PC recently. But when I did, and I turned on the stream, I accidentally selected stream is made for kids, so that took away the chat box. So that was my bad. I think Streamlabs is just having an issue. I've had a lot less issues with OBS than I have with Streamlabs, so here we are. What's up, Rox? How's it going, buddy? I restarted the application 15 times like it was me. No. Streamlabs in general has just had an issue for a while for me. I think that it might have an outdated resource in one of the plugins, and yeah, it just ends up like crashing the stream and stuff. So switched over to OBS, see if that has better luck. I reinstalled the PC, so this one is bare bones compared to the other one. But what's up, Yo? How's it going, buddy? I was doing cardio right now. I was getting bored. Hit the 2 mile mark, and I was like, I just want to talk to people, you know? So, still doing cardio, but just chatting. I finished Sakura. I didn't watch your Discord, but I think you finished it. Yeah, she's done. What's up, vice versa? Yeah, trying to get back to full health. That's why I'm doing cardio right now. Trying to get back into it, slowly but surely. Yep. I'm excited. Use Sakura and Island Raid. We're gonna need to strip down, get naked, because we got all those guests from PHX and VIP. I think what's his name? I think Junior from H&B is coming too. I don't want to be in Apex, so yeah, we'll have to do what we need to do to get out of Apex. Oh yeah, dude, Spessy is quitting too, by the way. Fortunato. So he's gonna do his last fight with us, I guess. It's unfortunate that he's quitting, though. The guy's dope as hell. But anyways, I don't really know what to do on this game when it's not like Island Raid and stuff. Yeah, I woke up this morning to the message. I just replied though. But yeah, it sucks. Gonna miss that guy. What order should you transcend Sakura skills? Um, I guess that kind of depends. Are you using her just in the field? Are you using her in rallies? Do you intend on using her in garrison? What role do you intend on using her in? Kind of differentiate which order to use her or to do the skills. Typically, you want to do the second skill first because then you can get the attack outside of just rallies. So, oops. Yeah, if you try and send her second skill, it takes away the rally requirement on the attack. So you can have the attack out in the field and in garrison. So that's typically the first one you want to do. If you're in garrison or even rallies, it's pretty good. But the third skill that allows you to get the flat squad damage reduction is pretty good. It's not as great in the field though. But if you want to use her in the field, probably the second and first skill. What's up, Cubesa? How's it going? How's it going? Message. Let's see. Okay. All right. So you're in stream. Okay. Yeah, I was asking because I didn't know if I needed to type it or if I could just talk. Let's see. 5. How many marches are you using in the field out of curiosity? 3, 4, 5? Sorry, 1 second. Trying to think of all the heroes. Okay, so you use 5 marches in the field. What's up, Spud? Yeah, we're getting back. Trying to get there. That's why I'm doing cardio right now. Trying to get all the way back. Still a bit congested if you can hear, but I feel like that's just going to last a while since it's winter time. But yeah, doing better, thank you. Let's see. File rank. Oh yeah, I heard that you got passed up like last minute, Rocks. That sucks. Let's see. So you are 4 or 3 infantry, 2 rider. Stella, Sakura, Isabella. Rider armaments are 4 mil, 3.1. What's up, Zola? How's it going? Yeah, trying to get back to full health. So now that I'm able to actually talk and not be so sick, I can actually start streaming again. Appreciate you being here. What I would personally do is that your riders have fairly decent armament sets, right? 4 mil, 3.2, and you even have an infantry that's lower than that. So I feel like you using both of your rider marches strictly for debuffing or buffing when they have your 3rd and 4th strongest armament sets is kind of a weak point. So I would consider swapping Claude to this march here, and you can either use Stella Claude or you can use like Bodala Claude. You could even use Miyamoto Claude if you wanted to, because it's like your weakest march. But I would typically use something here on your weakest march to just keep it protected. So you could use Stella, you could use Bodala, things like that. And I would use that for your debuff march. And then on your riders, I would just go full damage with riders. So you could add a Rick here, you could add a Janet here, you could put Rubina in, you could put Elena, things like that. But I would make your rider marches do full damage, and then leave the debuffing from Claude to your weakest march, and then just run the rest of it. You should be good there. I mean, in terms of parts, you are multi-trooped, so you can get these to gold, and then you could even work on your middle backpack parts at that point if you wanted to, since you are multi-trooped. I mean, your full offensive here would just solid. Nothing to say there. This is good. This is good. This is good. Oops. Yeah, this is good. This is probably the one that I replace, if anything. Just so you can go double attack or double damage as well. But, and then yeah, your vehicles look solid too. Yeah, that's the only thing that I can really think of here in terms of like what would give you an overall turnaround performance boost is that you have your weakest march focused as a damage march, but then you have your stronger marches focused as a debuff march. So it's almost like you're not allowing your damage from the strong armaments to deal damage, and you're trying to flex your weakest armament set to do damage, which you could probably see where the confliction there is. So yeah, I would just turn this into a pure debuff march, Bodala, Claude, Stella Claude, that kind of a thing, and just hyper pump damage out of your actual armaments that have, good stats on it. Other than that, everything else was good. Yeah, your hones look good and stuff as well. Yeah, I would just take full advantage of what you have. You have all this attack, all this lethality, all this damage output, and then it's just being not completely utilized because your hero matchup. Who would be the best partner for Rick in field? I'm thinking of doing Aaron, or is Janet enough? Aaron is an expensive flex to use. Obviously, Aaron has a lot of benefits that he brings, and he is very strong. But Janet does so well with Rick already, even Chasey does, that it's like you're going to be looking at like a damage increase, but it's going to be very marginal. It's not to say that Aaron isn't good to have in your toolkit, especially because they just buffed Aaron, so Aaron would be solid to have. But if you already have Janet and you're already doing good damage, you just have to like compare it. Like if you take the amount of money or resources you're going to spend on that to get that hero pair like upgraded versus getting, say, a second rider hero for the double cost, or if you're going to use money, like could that money be better spent in your refinery? You just really have to evaluate it, I think, and just see like, do you have any other weak points? If your refinery is good, your armaments are good, your garage is good, then maybe it's a question of that marginal boost is like the next best boost to get. But for most players, spending that money in like your refinery and then just using something like Janet will net you better performance. Yeah, we won that one. That's actually why I switched over. So this stream, you can see, doesn't have like all the visual effects and stuff. I'm on OBS right now instead of Streamlabs. I've noticed that Streamlabs has been having an issue. It's like crashes the stream and gives me like network issues or more frequent network issues. I think that I have like an outdated resource or plugin on it, so I switched over to OBS today. Just run it here. Also, if I sound out of breath, it's because I'm doing cardio right now, as the title tells you. I've got an under the desk treadmill, doing an incline. I'm at 3 miles right now. I'm trying to do 5. I'm trying to get back into working out after being sick. Ease back into it. Kind of missed it. It was just hard to do it while freaking stuffy and shit. Yeah, no worries at all. But yeah, thank you, Spud. Definitely getting better. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Cardio is still a pain in the ass to do while congested as hell, but we're trying to get in all the steps we can get while it's super cold out. I don't want to go walk around outside while it's this cold. So I just use the other desk treadmill and the standing desk that I use typically for work. Should I focus on getting all my equipment parts to purple or get my gold to red? It depends, right? So if you are a one troop player, so like for me, for example, right? if at least 3 of your 5 marches, or at least 60% of your marches, are one troop type, so I use 3 out of 5 of my marches as infantry, I would focus on getting your infantry parts to white first. If you're completely split and you say have like 2 infantry, 2 ranged, 1 rider, then you can focus on backpack. But I would get the parts that are specific to your troop that you mostly use as a majority to white first, then look at your backpack. Hearing your comments reinforces my idea of revising or reversing the armaments on the infantry squad 2 out of 3, having the debuff of lower armaments. Yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm at. So I have I've got the 3 solid sets that I use for primary damage, but then I have one that just completely drops off the table because I've been focusing on getting my Isabella set up. But since this one is so far down or like weaker, I typically run like a Marco Claude here and just use that as like strictly debuffing. If we're fighting stronger enemies and my Marco's gonna die like insanely fast and I can't get any benefit out of it, then I'll move the armaments over to like a Bodala and run like a Bodala Claude. But yeah, I typically advise, like, if there's a huge disparity between your weakest armament set and either your average armament set or your top armament set, I would use the weaker one for debuffs. But I have seen some players where they have like 5 mil marches, then it becomes a bit more tedious to figure out what you should do at that point. But for the vast majority of players, they typically have like a strong side and then a weak side in terms of their armament sets. So where would you put Julian? I play 3 marches in a field, max of 4. Infantry, of course. So what I would do here is I would actually take the Eddie away. And let me see. No, you're probably not even running that, are you? Well, yeah, 4 max. Okay, so yeah, what I would do is I would run a Bodala Julian. Well, actually, hold on. Give me a minute. Yeah, okay. So what's the difference in the armament power between these two? It's not the crazy disparity. I would say that Julian offers a bit more of a benefit in terms of offense. So what I would run is I would run Bodala and Julian, and then I would run a Stella Claude here. That way you keep the skills talent tree in the lead. And I still feel like the Julian outperforms Claude for a lot of players. And it's just because Julian actually has damage output from his rage skill. He actually has like the infantry stats to buff, who's leading him and stuff like that. So I would run Bodala Julian here, and then I'd run Stella Claude here instead. Just get rid of the Eddie. Put Stella in lead, so then Claude still has the skills talent tree to proc it more often. And then I would just keep everything else the same. Good questions, though. How many steps we at? Yeah. Oh yeah, we're doing good. I just never know what to do on this game when it's not like Island Raid or something. Pisses me off, man. I think there are other people in here I should probably answer. Ooh, yeah. I'll have to talk to those, or I'll have to send messages back to those. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me, though, by the way. Like I said, I was walking at like the 2 mile mark. I was like, I am so bored. I need to like talk to someone. Yeah, I think I'm at 102 now. I'm at 102. I think this could be a bit better as well, or a bit higher, but because I'm running Otachi and Pluto together and both my physicals together. It's not, I don't have as strong of beast pairings in terms of like a number. So I think it could be a bit higher. It comes out to like 10.4, 9.8. I don't know. But yeah, I've crossed 100 mil officially. I think I crossed it not last TC, but the TC before. I ended up getting like, I think I only had like maybe one white range part, or maybe I didn't even have a white range part yet. And I got 4 white range parts at least 2 TCs ago. And I think I did one more this last one. Hello, hello, hello. Shit, man. I need to transfer resources and stuff. Freaking island raid. 2 fighting events per month now. Part of me thinks it is better. Part it's bad. I don't know. Should I be angry at IGG or not? I mean, the game at the end of the day is a fighting game. I think that you're on the right track. But the way that I look at it is that they should have more frequent fighting events. So, you know, Island Raid, AR, whatever have you. Like the actual good events, not the jungle bullshit. But the issue becomes, the issue the players have, right, isn't the frequency of events. It's the cost of events. If we had events as frequent as, you know, every week, every other week, whatever have you, or 3 events per month, but there was a healing cost reduction of, say, like 50% applied in every event, or healing costs in general just came down, speed up costs and stuff like that came down as well. If it wasn't so taxing on a player to play war games, it wouldn't be an issue. You play Pompeii, or you used to play Pompeii every week or whatever, and you didn't have an issue with it, right? Because you don't use resources, you don't use speed ups, but it's a fighting event. It's fun. So if they had frequent fighting events, but healing costs incurred and speed up costs and stuff like that were drastically reduced, so it was actually sustainable, I think the game would be a lot more fun. Two gold to white gives me 600k might. Might in workshop. I know, man. Workshop is so expensive. I got a few upgrades done in workshop as well during TC. Not as many because I'm full focused on protection right now. So I got these to 21.5, I believe, on both. Yeah, 21.5. And I got to get this one up next too. But I'll probably push both of these to 23 and then get infantry finished up. But I've got my protection all the way up at almost 4,600 now, so we're making progress. I see you have the human centipede March skin, creeps me out. I know, dude, that skin is weird. I was mostly going for the Aaron fragments. I was using Aaron actually before they buffed him, so the buff is actually kind of nice. I don't remember that terrible period of AR. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, right? You typically use Genesis War as an opportunity to sit out in like zone 2 because you were so low on resources and speed ups and stuff anyways. Just let your base get hit, get your points, and get out. But I mean, like I said, like the frequency of events wouldn't be a problem if the costs that were incurred were reduced. Yeah. I mean, I like AR. I like IR. Love to see what the new Genesis War is like. You know, we'll see if it's good. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to say at this point. We get to play it. So true about healing costs. Sorry, I'm so congested. I keep creating farms just to stay alive so I can fight. Yeah, I'm up to 12 farms now. I'm the exact same way. I enjoy the game. I enjoy the fighting a lot, obviously. Most players do. I think that everyone enjoys that aspect. That's why we play. Besides the community aspect, obviously. But yeah, when the cost to heal, the cost to fight, all that stuff is unsustainable, adding more events doesn't do anything except piss off your player base. But I think that that's the primary issue with the game, in my eyes, that they need to address, is that if you're going to have a game that's based around PvP, fighting events, that stuff like that, yeah, you really need to reduce the costs that it costs to actually do those events and play them fully, especially if they're going to last 3, 4, 5 days long. Stella isn't useless in field, Yakuza. It's just she's not optimal because her kit shines when she is targeted. That's how she builds her war wheel stacks. That's how she deals damage. That's how she builds her damage reduction, building war wheel stacks. So that's why she's okay to use as a protection for your debuff marches. Your debuff marches aren't looking to deal a lot of damage. They're just simply there to survive and to debuff the marches for your actual damage marches to be able to fight. So that's why in your case, Stella works with your Claude, I believe, or your Julian. Can you give me an idea who's better with whom I use heroes? I'm assuming you use these 3 marches. I would run Adut, Miyamoto, Eileen, Isabella, Odala, Julian, and I'd just leave it at that. Use those 3 for field. Nothing else. What's up, Oasis? How's it going, brother? We're now off limits is the best event, even though I had the most boring one today. Reward is decent. It's free to play. I feel like I'm rediscovering Pompeii in its early days. I agree. I like the idea of it being very fast paced too, right? There's always something you can hit. The map is small. There's plenty of players on the field. There's no healing costs incurred. You get some of the healing things that you can use to actually heal your troops without needing to incur healing costs. So as a whole, the game mode is really fun. I think that the old Genesis War, where they would have like the small bursty windows of fighting, if they had it based around something like that with similar aspects, no healing costs, very rapid, fast gameplay, you're not just stuck at a single tower, blah blah blah, that kind of thing, I think it would have been a lot more fun. So I'm interested to see what they did with Genesis War, but I'm prone to agree. I like off limits too. I had to max out my auto farmers to keep up with RSS demand now. Out of everything IGG offers, I don't feel bad doing it. It's a good investment. No, I agree. Especially auto farming has gotten so much better as well if you also invest in your armory. So I had gathering speed up to like 130%, but then I reduced it and got my gathering bonus up to 55%. And yeah, it helps out a lot. Between the auto farming plus that, I mean, I'm pulling, double resources on RSS tile marches, and they take, just a little over an hour to come back. So yeah, I like it a lot. I'm able to recoup a lot of resources during the off weeks. Play bounty? I'll play bounty in a little bit. I'm still in the middle of doing cardio at the moment, so I've kind of got my arms at my side, like swinging. I'll move my mouse around when I need to, but I have them swinging because I have my my Apple Watch on, so just trying to get my steps and stuff back in. We're at 3.5 miles right now. I'm trying to do 5. I kind of told myself since I'm not sick anymore, I'm not gonna sit down at my desk until I do 5 miles every day. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Yeah, you can do the bot side of things, but it's also for players that don't have maybe a PC or the resources to do that. I mean, at least it's an option that's available. And I mean, it works for me too, because then I can run all my farms on their thing and then just run this one 24/7 also. Sure. Pairs, I wish to change. I still think max purple chips is better until if you have max purple chips. I think that max purple chips is better than 1-star golds. Golds typically do better once they're like 3-star or better. So I would do max purple chips until you have 3-star or better gold chips. In terms of this, I mean, these are okay, but if I was to build mine out, I would go full offensive. You can get very cheap pieces that have damage and attack on it, and then you don't even need to level up the damage. Just set your filtering to where you find Rider Squad damage purple, and find pieces that have Rider Squad damage purple on it, plus Rider Squad attack, and you can get them for a couple hundred gold. I've seen it for 200 or 300 gold. And then you just level up the Rider Squad attack side of things. But yeah, you do this, and you end up with, that's 1.5 red squad hones worth of damage. That's 4.5 red hones worth of Rider attack. I would just do that. If once you're able to level it up a bit, you can get it up to like here, where I did the same thing on ranged, and have, a little over 2 red squad hones of damage, 6 red squad hones of attack. I would just go full offensive. Let's see. Chelsea or squad. Yeah, it took me a while to get the refinery equipment for farming, but it's becoming more and more available now. It's definitely a lot cheaper now than what it used to be, so good luck. How's Sakura looking? She's looking good, dude. She was really good in AR. Let's see. Yeah, she was really good in AR. I have a couple reports on rallies. I thought I had another one. Might have accidentally deleted it. I even used her on Garrison. I think this one. I think this one as well. This one too. Yeah, I used her on Garrison. She's doing really good on Garrison. I still think Ethan's better. So for me, in terms of multi-rally Garrison, Ethan is still the best support. Single rally Garrison, Sakura does really well. Probably the best one, unless you're using Ribbon. And then for anti-swarm, I still think Stella's really good. Stella just, I mean, like Ethan, Sakura, they can't really deal with swarms all too well. Ethan, they can if the swarms are weak, but typically if they're swarming your tower, they're whales or they're strong, so it's hard to melt them even with the skill damage. So that's where Stella kind of shines, plus the basic attack damage reduction. So you mentioned bits of it previously. Are you a fractional tech consultant? So I am in the contracting side of things for tech. I operate under a few different titles depending on the project. I've operated as a business, systems, or technical analyst, as a trainer, team lead, that kind of a thing as well. I've also operated as an operations specialist, so I've done development work, administrative type work, front-end development, web development. I'm kind of all over the place, but I typically operate under one specific SaaS platform. If you're in tech, you probably know what that means. But yeah, I operate under a few different titles, have a few different certifications for one specific SaaS product. And at least luckily for me, it's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, SaaS platform that technical companies and organizations use. So there's no shortage of projects. But that's what I do. I typically do contract work, 6 to 18 months contracts, and then a couple full-time conversions. But in the tech market that we're in today, I mean, with so many layoffs and stuff happening, full-time employment really isn't full-time employment. So I'd rather just take the higher pay with contract. So you can also get a 6%. Wait, hold on. Whoa. 18K is too much to pay for auto farmers to max it out. Yeah, I mean, it can be. Like I said, it really depends on the player. Because if you want to have a bunch of farms and do auto farming through like third-party tools and stuff, for one, it's against TOS, knock on wood. And two, you have to have like the computer and the resources to be able to do that, which isn't available to everybody. So just depends what you and your budget allow. Don't need a max 5 squad farm. Yeah, you can do the 5 squads. I think it was like 8-hour increments is what you can do. You can also get a 6% attack or defense unit for cheap. Let's see. A lot of players still 6% 200 gold. Yeah, exactly. Soccer is good, yes. She works well in the field. Yes, Soccer does amazing in the field. She is my primary damage march in the field. I use her with Aaron currently. Infantry squad damage is probably the most sought after piece. So it'll be harder to get that. But yeah, you just kind of have to keep your eyes out. There are pieces that'll go from time to time that are for cheaper. You just have to be able to pick them up when you see them. Your AR was crazy to watch. Some parts. I spent more time watching G7 than G4 my own map. Yeah, G7 was upsetting, honestly. We had 7 alliances in our legion, so it was looking exciting, but only 2.5 alliances actually played. Our alliance, for example, had 12 bill points, 12 bill merit points. Second place with Ryle, which actually has 2 whales in them. They had, I think, like 7 bill points or 6 bill points. And then next was like 4. And then the other 4 alliances had like 2 bill or less. So it was like super upsetting. Azure, for example, our enemy, had every single alliance in their legion had 5 bill or more points. So we were at a huge disadvantage. For damage or damage reduction, you can also find some 2.6 or 200 gold also. Yeah, you don't need high damage on your pieces themselves. It's just that if you can get one that is purple based or gold based for the stat attribute already, great. And then just level up the attack over time. Yo, what's up? Jan Blaze. Show some soccer reports. Sure. Let me see. I mean, that's that was just off limits. But here's a rally with her. Here's another rally with her. Here's Garrison with her. Garrison with her. Garrison with her. For field, she does amazing, though. Yeah, AR was terrible. Broken keyboard. Yeah, AR sucked. We definitely had all the potential to win, but we just couldn't get the other 4 alliances to participate or play, or even talk or communicate. Like I think the not a single one of those 4 other alliances placed a tower for at least 12 hours. First 12 hours, it was just the 3 alliances, and it's like we couldn't build anywhere. So by the time that Azure built to us, because they built straight at us, we had like no towers down. So it was like, all right, cool. Twitch streamers off. Yeah, I was using Streamlabs up to this point, but I've noticed that I've had like resource issues with Streamlabs. I think that I have like an outdated resource or an outdated plugin on it, which is why you don't see all the extra stuff on the stream basically. So I just need to reset it up. I'm in OBS right now, so I just need to reset up multi-stream on OBS. Our Legion was full of farmers. Then Rob Zombie Farm blocked us. To her checkpoint, little shit. I'm sorry. Right, hope she did good against Chasey Rick. She did. I had another report. I don't know where it went. I might have deleted it while I was trying to save all these other ones. So, but yeah, TLDR. She's good in Garrison. She'll be great in single rally Garrison. She's decent in multi-rally Garrison. She does well, but it kind of depends on where the enemy rallies land. I notice that sometimes the 3rd rally will land outside of her semicircle, and so you may not hit them with a lot of damage with their skill damage. So it's kind of finicky. So for that, I would say that Ethan is actually better for multi-rally Garrison. Sakura is better for single rally Garrison, and Stella is still probably the best for anti-swarm. If you're getting swarmed by whales, at least. If you're not, they're pretty weak, then Ethan's probably still a lot better. Yeah, no worries at all, Yakuza. Of course, pew. Pew, pew. Pew, pew. No worries at all. Alright, you guys already got me to 4 miles. Appreciate you guys. Like I said, I was I was just bored sitting here walking. I was like, I need to talk to somebody while I'm doing this. But yeah, I genuinely impressed with Sakura's performance in rallies. In the field, it was to be expected. She still does really, really well as well. Garrison, also to be expected. She does really well. But I also kind of figured that her semicircle may be an issue for multi-rallies, depending on the angle that it actually like places those rallies at. As long as all three rallies are getting hit, she does a lot of damage. She does really, really well, which I think... Where's it at? This report shows she does really, really well. Gets ripped up. I think this was the rally that it wasn't touching or wasn't hitting. Both of these, actually. But they swarmed it as well. And so that's what ended up happening, was that because they swarmed it too, I think both these rallies ended up on the backside of the tower. And she wasn't hitting them, but she was just ripping the swarms apart. Because in some of the earlier ones, where she was actually hitting, like, so you can see here, this is the same exact rally, same exact person rallying, and we out-traded the Cedric and the Ethan. And this is, like, actually when she's hitting him with skill damage. But then when she's not hitting him with skill damage, she gets ripped apart, right? So, it's weird. If you can get her to actually deal the skill damage, she does a lot of damage. She was out-trading the range rallies. But because of the behavior of the semicircle, it doesn't happen all the time. So, it's hard to say. It's kind of finicky. But when it hits, it hits. That's for sure. I changed beast pair too. Yeah, I alternated between Pluto Jelly for support and Otachi for support. And that was because they had one player that was like heavy on fire a bit early on that ended up rallying too. I don't know if I saved the reports, but there was one point where one of them was using a fire beast as their support beast. So they had a lot of crit damage reduction, or sorry, combo damage reduction, but not crit damage reduction. Or they had less crit damage reduction. So I was able to use Otachi for the 80% crit damage bonus on support and actually just rip their beast apart. Beast fragments. I mean, I think the best way is the beast search one. Like, you can just do the missions here and actually get quite a few rolls and then just select the wish list. I think that's the best one to do it. Outside of that, I think, what's that event where you like form the team of 4 and you use like a stamina and stuff, and it's like the beast event? I know that event is good too. I think those are the two best ways to do it: the beast search and that other beast event with the team of 4 thing. So if you have attack and defense invest for refinery piece, will it still perform as good as that infantry damage? No, you get attack and defense from so many places. You get it from like your hero skills, hero talents, your research, your alliance tech, your shelter skins, your squad skins, your march skins, your actual hero skills, your hero talents. I don't know if I already said that. But then you also get it from like your armaments, your homes, your garage, your refinery, your equipment, your parts. You get it from so many places. So you really want to build the multiplier where you can. So I would get squad damage 100% in refinery if you can. Well, yeah. Where's it all, War God? I got you, brother. Ooh, I need to do my back alley shit. I don't think I did it. No, I didn't. I gotta do it. I'll do it a little bit before reset. When I have some auto farming done. I'm just trying to farm as much resources as possible before IR. Thank you, B-Search. Do you think it's worth spending the 2x voucher, 5k gold pack, for example? I think that there's probably some better places right now to do it. Like the, what's it called? If you need OC chips, this Dawn one is really good, actually. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like, if your beasts are, like, super lacking, like, you don't have gold tier beasts, or you don't have gold beasts tiered up, then, yeah, raising your beast is an extremely good way to, you know, take your performance of your march and amplify it a lot. I think beasts are extremely underspoken about, or maybe underestimated on how well they do in the field and in their roles. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a solid place to use the 2x voucher if it's something that you need for sure. Getting your beasts up to max and stuff is extremely important. Extremely important. You don't need a lot. Akil or Bruno. I'm gonna call you Bruno. Um, you don't need a lot. Like for example, I'll do it with you real quick. What you're looking at infantry, right? So if we were to go infantry damage, we'll do at least purple infantry squad damage filter. All right. I'm not going to do all the pages. If I did all the pages, you might actually find something even better. But I would just keep it as simple as this right here. Just legendary purple infantry squad damage. Yeah. Yep, rocks. Yep. I'm debating, man. I'm between that and getting the Isabella pieces. I might get the Isabella pieces. I'm just going to hate myself for having to rehone them, but probably be worth it. But yeah, I do that, start at the bottom, and I'm looking for infantry squad damage plus attack. All right. And it may take a bit, but this is what I would do. If I was on a budget and I really wanted to be as optimal as possible, I would just be doing this every day. So like this right here, 200 gold, infantry squad damage, squad attack, squad basic attack damage, and skill damage reduction. I just favorite that. Keep going. See. This one has bad upper values. So another one here, 250 squad attack, infantry squad damage. So I would just do this, and I would just go through and try to find some of those. Try to find one that ideally has squad attack up top as well. And yeah, I would just do that every day until I filled up all my slots, and then from there I would start upgrading the attack, and also getting cheap ones to dismantle to upgrade the piece to plus 20. And yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah. But then, yeah, I mean, you can see, like, it's cheap to get the base pieces. Do you have any idea why squad attack is so much more expensive than type squad attack? I think it's mostly just because it has nothing to do with performance, because squad attack immediately becomes whatever troop type it's equipped to. So it's not like a performance bonus or anything. I think it's just that it's so less frequently crafted than troop specific. You see a lot of troop specific attack, a lot more than squad specific attack. So I think it's just the amount of pieces that are crafted. Yeah, no, agreed, Rocks. Yeah, no, there is no actual performance bonus with it. It's like I said, I think it's just crafted far less than normal troop attack. Trying to get to 20,000 steps so I can be done. Yep, no worries at all. That's what I would do. And then I could show you real quick. Like, let's say we got like the weapon, right? Weapon legendary, go gold. Start raising the attack. I would just sit there, do the same thing. Yeah, it is. It is. I kind of mentioned that as time goes on, there's just a ton more pieces being crafted every day. A lot less people buying every day. So market gets saturated, prices go down. Then yeah, I would just do this. Sort by attack. You already have a 5.3 here, 5.7, 5.5, 6% for 200. I would just be taking these, buying them, smelting them into the other piece that you have. And then I think for like maybe 10,000 gold, you could probably have like 25% attack, 5% squad, or at least 5% squad damage, 6% squad damage. And then yeah, you're good to go. Then all of a sudden for 10,000 gold or $100, you got, 6 red hones worth of stats, which if you can get 6 red hones on armaments for 10,000 gold, which is what, 160 purple hones, you go buy a lottery ticket. You won the lottery. Anyone seen Crimson Rabbit squad gear? He must have spent a fortune. Yeah. No, I mean, you go to a top oil like that, yeah, they have maxed out stuff. I mean, you could see it in the Titan Beast events, right? Oh, whoops. This one. You can see it in a lot of their pieces. They just have really good gear. Damage reduction. I have the same thing as him, actually. I think he's a range-based player, though. Made a mistake with Smelly. 4%. Yeah. Here, I'm gonna stop cardio for now. I think 5 miles is enough. Okay, sorry, starting off the treadmill. Oh, can you? That's cool. Oh yeah, that's crazy. I'm ranked 64. 64. But I don't know. I don't want to work on mine. I could inflate mine by making rider better, but I don't even have a rider march in my setup. I have infantry, leader, but infantry and then ranged. So it doesn't really make much sense for me to load it. Had a question. If I were to smelt one of my already leveled up pieces, do I get the materials back? No. So what you want to do is you want to, if you have a piece that you are planning on smelting that is leveled up, what you'll want to do is just go to the bag. Like, let's say it's this piece, and I want to do it with this. I would dismantle it to get the upgrade pieces back, or at least a percentage of them. I think it's like 60% of them or something like that, 70% of them. I would do dismantle to get those back, and then smelt it into the piece that you want. Yeah, what Rox was saying. Yep. Where are we at now? We're at 15% on both. I didn't really care for any of the top stats on this. I just wanted double damage and damage reduction, and I got those pieces for cheap. So I just pushed both of these to 15%. So it's 6 red homes of damage or damage reduction total. Yeah, no. You're not. I need to stretch. When I'm crafting new equipment, I take a few pieces of gear with 4 to 5% rank up, dismantle them to increase the rank of the gear I'm currently crafting. Yeah. Yeah, there's also been really cheap pieces for dismantled pieces as well for upgrading. I've kind of noticed that too. I don't know if we'll see any in the first few pages, but I've seen some like +8 for 200 is ridiculous. I've seen some double-digit ones for 200 too. Pretty wild. 9 for 200. Pretty decent. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, I finished up cardio. Can either stream other games or do something. I don't know. I mean, we don't have Island Raid for what, 30 or 20, 27 hours or so. I'll do Island Raid streams for sure. But now that I actually have my voice and stuff back and I'm getting back to being better, I can actually do some streams. Are the purple caps is worth opening in Beast Search? Yeah, I would say so. Purple and gold, I mean, definitely for sure. A lot better than the greens. A lot better than the greens. I mean, you could see the rewards list here, right? So these will be your golds. These will be your purples. These will be your greens. So, I mean, it looks the same, but you get the 4-hour speed ups instead of the 60-minute ones. What are the rates on them? Yeah, it's a 50% higher rate on. Yeah, 50% higher rate to get a legendary beast fragment times 10 than a green. 50%. Yeah, it's 50% better rates. It looks like on the legendary beasts polls. So yeah, I would say it's 100% worth it. Let me give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm gonna move my whatchamacallit, my treadmill back real quick so I can put my chair under my desk again. 1 second. What's up, baby girl? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Need to clean your room, homegirl. Oops. All right, there we go. Okay. Sorry about that. We're back. to lower my desk. Hi, baby. What? You want to sit with me? I don't care if you sit with me. Come here. Up you go. Okay. Well, shoot. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me for all that cardio. Keeping me entertained. Any other questions and stuff? I'm actually kind of hungry now. I can't lie. But I'll hang out with you guys until we've answered everything. Time is it? Yeah, it's 2:30. I haven't eaten yet today. My fasting is probably done now. Back at 8K gold from selling stuff in the auction house. Now the wait for the dice event begins. Oh, there you go. Hell yeah. Yeah, that dice event, that District Showdown Alliance, or the whole dice pack, or Alliance packs, whatever the fuck. That shit's been really nice, man. I leveled up my garage quite a bit. I got a lot of superb pieces, actually, for Isabella from that. It's actually where the vast majority of these have come from. So, it's been nice. It's been nice for sure. Cannot complain. Actually, I probably need to set that, huh? I don't know if we set that. Schedule 16. Do me. Oops. Me. Probably rocks. Lethal, right? Probably the best selections we can do. Schedule. There we go. Is it worth now to spend on Aaron? I think it was always worth it to spend on Aaron if you were able to. Aaron, I mean, I was using Aaron before the buffs went into place. I was using Aaron with Sakura. Yeah, I've been using Aaron with Sakura. This one at the highest because it was getting tanked. But yeah, I used Aaron with Sakura in the field. Let me see if I have any. I might have some field reports from yesterday with her. I mean, yeah, she was doing really. Yeah, Sakura and Aaron were doing really well. Yeah, like I said, I was using Aaron before the buffs took place. So that since the buffs went into place, I'm just happier. Better to use Stella or Sakura for Horde Garrison. Good question, actually. Oh, dang. He's got 3 stars as well. Does he do more to ranged as why use with infantry? I just use Aaron with infantry because, I mean, that's my strongest sets. You could use Aaron with anybody. That's the flexibility of it, but I don't have a good rider march. Like, I think my rider pieces come out to, like 4.6 mil. But, yeah, I just, as opposed to 7 or 6. So, it's just that for me, like, I just use Aaron with, like, my strongest march. So, that would be, and I would use, like, Sakura with Isabella, but I use Isabella as a lead now. And so with Aaron, I get the skill damage bonus for Sakura, which is nice. I get the rage regen, which is super nice since Sakura's AoE. I also get the AoE part from Aaron as well, which is nice. You obviously get the 40% squad attack, which is just going to make the AoE of both troops do better. It gives Sakura some movement speed, which she doesn't have anyways, which is also obviously a benefit. There's 30% HP, so there's a lot of survivability there. And then, I mean, just the damage reduction just makes it a more survivable march. So, I mean, all in all, it's a solid kit for anybody that you pair Aaron with. You can pair Aaron with Miyamoto. You could go range and pair Aaron with Sophie. Like, it doesn't really matter what you use him with. You do get the bonus damage dealt to ranged, but I mean, it's 5%, so it's pretty marginal. That is a red squad damage hone though when fighting range, so obviously it's definitely an advantage for riders. So it was kind of just one of those things where I didn't really have anyone else to pair with that I wanted to, right? So like if you look at my lineup, yeah, if you look at my lineup, like this is typically the lineup that I would use in the field. This is just a strictly debuff march with my weakest armaments, right? And then Isabella, she has high rage regen, so I use her in front of Julian for that specific purpose. Both of these are my debuff marches primarily, but the high rage regen allows Julian to proc debuffs also quite quickly. Marco, obviously, if they target this march, Marco's going to debuff with HP, so 3 HP debuffs between these two. This is just strictly like an AoE ranged march. I don't use Stella here. I use Boyd in the field. So this would be the matchup. So this is the true matchup that I would use for field. Boyd is giving the 35% skill damage to Miyamoto, who already has high attack and high flat damage. Boyd also gives him a lot of damage as well. So he gets the up to, 30% attack also from here, 25% from here. And then when not Garrison or Rally, another 50%. So it's just a lot of attack and a lot of damage bonus for Miyamoto for the AoE. And then this right here is just, again, the AoE high rage regen march as well between the two. So that's kind of the thought process behind those marches. So just high damage output, high damage output, high damage output, all three of which have AoE potential. AoE, Miyamoto, Boyd. Boyd enables the AoE damage of Miyamoto and amplifies it. So AoE there as well. AoE here also. And then 2 debuff marches. So that's kind of the thought process behind my setup, at least. Oh, I didn't realize that a zombie was also in our matchup. Nice. Where does all of his stuff come from? Probably from all white parts, right? Yeah, I don't have all white parts at all. Let's go here. Yeah, let's go here maybe. Let's try this. Do I have everything equipped? Yeah, I do have everything equipped, maybe. Hopefully. AOD is a pretty poor pretty poor performance metric for field though, because you can't actually do the targeting and stuff yourself. But you can see it deals so much damage in terms of kills. Does really, really well. You think before to switch armaments, Boyd to Sakura, Sakura to Marco, Marco to Boyd. He's like you to switch all time around. And Horde. Holy moly, Sakura, yeah. Let's see. Boyd, Isabella. What was he saying? Boyd to Sakura, Sakura to Marco, Marco to Boyd. Yeah. Yeah, Rox, if you're in the stream, yes, I would do that. I think Sakura in general is just insanely good in field. And I mean, you can either use Sakura with Isabella, or you could use Sakura with Boyd, or you could use Sakura with Aaron. I think those three are the main three that are the best for Sakura. Next in line would be like a Miyamoto with a skin for the flat damage, but Boyd giving the 35% skill damage, Isabella giving the skill damage, Aaron giving the rage regen plus the skill damage. I mean, Isabella also gives rage regen plus skill damage, but those three are the main three that would be the most beneficial to pair with Sakura for the field.
Fourth would be Miyamoto for the flat infantry damage and the high attack as well, plus the AoE factor also. So any of those four would probably be your best pairs with Sakura. And as to why, I think it just kind of depends on what you need for your other marches. I wouldn't build out one super march at the sacrifice of other marches and making them perform far worse if you have decent enough armaments for your other marches. I mean, but you go from 6 mil to 3.5 mil, so in your case, I actually would, yeah, I would isolate as much damage to your Sakura march as possible when you do that, and then just use your other marches for debuffs. The search is on. I put Sakura lead. Don't know why I put Julian lead. I figured there was an issue or a question there, or you were testing something. I figured that wasn't on purpose. But yeah, because of the difference in your armament for your armament sets, I would 100% just like isolate as much damage into that pair as possible, and then yeah, let the rest kind of work for or benefit it. That's kind of the idea behind mine as well. That's why I do like AoE, or that should be AoE. Oh yeah, it's because it's AOD, but yeah, it'd be Boyd here. So let me just back up to this one. Yeah, that's why AoE with the skill damage bonus to enable it, AoE from those marches, AoE, and then just straight debuffs. Oh, Gucci, my man. What the fuck is this? Oh, you're on 8210? Can you do 82 without helps, or are you at like 79 plus 3 helps? Or what is it, 80 or 80 with 3 helps, because then you're 83-1, right? I got pretty unlucky with my buffs last time. I wish I was able to push it further, but we'll see what buffs we get this time around. Hope we get decent. No. Nope. Yep. Nope. Ooh. Yep. Nope. 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 Yep. Yep. Do this one. I'm locked to 79-1. Oh, that sucks. Not really getting lucky on this one either, unfortunately, it looks like. How many more slots for buffs do I have? 3. Take the 8. Ooh, combo or combo. Combo damage, combo damage. I actually have a lot of combo in my chips, though, I feel like, as well. Maybe go combo damage. No, we'll take flat. Yeah, oh well. Give that up for now. I have a feeling I'm going to get a lot more purples and golds, though, actually, so take that. Yeah. No, I know. I was thinking to myself, because I run the water beast pairs together and the double physical beast pairs together, so it's a little bit different. Yeah, I know. That's for my one march. It's nothing. Yes, that's for sure. I almost feel like I'd have to take no. I don't really need the flat crit. Bro, I'm getting so unlucky this round, actually. Holy moly, this is bad. This is super bad. Yeah, we're not going to get anything this week, it looks like. Yeah, so what did we end up with? Crit by 56, combo by 24. Oh, yeah, we're cooked this week. We're cooked. Sakura. Oh, I need to switch my stuff around too now, huh? That one gets hit first. Sophie and Julian. Who has what? Yeah, you need this. Probably that or that. Oh man, this is not a good week for this at all. I'm also already getting targeted. Where's my Marco? Who do they have? The purple ball. Yeah, this is not a good week. Not a good week for Beast for me, unfortunately. I got like no buffs. 56% crit is nothing. Unfortunately. We suppress. There we go. Probably pushes us like 4 up, I assume. Where we at like 76 or something? Yeah, 76. Yeah, nothing. Oh my god, bro. This is so bad. Yeah, we're not going to be pushing this week. I was hoping to be able to get 90 this week, but 90 ain't going to happen. I'd be lucky to get 85. Won't even get to where I was at last week. Yeah, that's something to consider, actually. Probably right. There we go. YouTube notification. Oh, different channel that I follow. I think Lee is also one of the most underrated ones for Beast Invasion as well. Lee is actually really good. I think Lee and Julian with all the attack, defense, and HP cuts that they do is just ridiculous. Super good. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother doing this, man. I'm not gonna be able to push this week. This is bad. It's taking forever to kill. What rank are we on? 76. It's taking forever to kill 76 already. No bueno. Oh well. Yeah, no, I get that, but I mean, if all your damage is coming from beasts anyways, like you can just throw Lee in another march. Like I have Lee with Claude. I have Claude and Lee, and then I have Julian behind Isabella. So yeah, we're not gonna be pushing this week though. It doesn't look like. I'd be so lucky to get back to 87 this week. Take a miracle. Oh man. What's up, baby girl? Nothing. What's that? Is that your dinosaur? That's cool. What's that dinosaur's name? Yeah. Maybe we should give him a name. Is it a boy or a girl? Okay. What do you think is a good boy name for that dinosaur? Huh? Diney? Don't you have a dinosaur named Diney yet? Oh, okay. There you go. Diney the dinosaur. That's creative. Are you hungry? What did you eat? You had just cereal, right? Did you eat lunch yet too? Oh, mom gave you ramen? Oh, nice. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything today yet. Yeah, well, I make some food. Probably do that. It's probably a good idea. I'm hungry. What's up, beautiful? Hmm. Really? Oh, on Hightail? Oh, that's way cool. I saw some squad defense slash infantry damage. Is that good? I mean, if you're field, anything that's kind of like damage reduction or defense based is kind of a shot in your own foot because typically you're not looking to tank a lot of damage. So if you're a field player, I would just be strictly going for full damage and full attack, just for the full offensive side of things. If you are a rally or a garrison player, then yeah, there's definitely room for damage reduction or defense and stuff. If you think you let one run one night, you can get to 90. Yeah, I mean, I want to be able to do it without like just the luck of the draw type thing, you know? Like I want it to actually like be close. So, but I just got super unlucky with the buffs. What's up, Mosen? How's it going? Ugh. Got a question about beast ships. Yeah, hit me with it, JF. What's up? Need some water? That's good agua. Good water. Good water. We are struggling at like even 77, bro. This is bad. Bad. What you got, JF? Hit me with it. What do you think we should make for dinner, Ambry? Keep your Sophie alive. You can put Rider unit. Beast will kill her in last. Oh. Which is better? Do you prefer full starred out purple chips or 1-star gold chips? I typically advise that it's best to keep the purple chips until you get 3-star gold because that's when you get like the extra bonus on the gold chips. I think that like even the stats might be better with 2 stars, but the actual like the 3-star purple bonus I think is still better even at 2 stars. So 3-star golds for sure switch. 2-star golds you can take a look and see. It's definitely questionable. But 3-star golds for sure. 2-star maybes. 1-star no, I'd keep the purples. Changed all my squad set as you said damage attack only, and I delete rallies on Rick Chase. He's so much faster now for lower and damage, player damage. Damage reduction has no place for me now. Hey, there you go. Glad to see the performance work for you. Yeah, like I said, like if you're somebody that plays on from an I'm not getting targeted basis, meaning you're not a tank rally, you're not a garrison, you're counter rallying, you're strictly in the field, that kind of a thing. Any defense or damage reduction is just kind of shooting you in your foot for the actual like effectiveness that you bring to the table. And I would just go full damage because like when you think about it, right? Like let's just take field fights for example on like AR or IR. You go into a field fight, you're typically field fighting around your alliance. You know, if you're in that kind of alliance, you're field fighting with them. You're playing in a murder ball. When your screen goes red, you're backing up into your alliance anyway, so they can get murdered, and then you're going back and attacking. So you're not typically fighting from a place where you're getting targeted anyways. So the defense and the damage reduction is far less effective and efficient for you at that point. Z, how do you feel about the Aaron buff? Is he good? Like 5155. I haven't really looked into Aaron in terms of like not being awakened. I like awakened as a hero, he's really, really, really good. I'm sure there's probably room to say that 5155 is good. I'd have to look. Give me 1 second. Let me back out of this. Oh my god, dude, this is so bad. It's not a single buff in like 8 levels. 5155. I think you said, right? I would almost say it's better to go 5515 because the HP is more defensive and this is all damage reduction type stuff, but the 40% attack and move speed is something you'll probably need. So I'd probably go 5515 if you're going to do that. Then you have full offense. You get the skill damage and the rage regen. You obviously get the rage skill and you get the offensive attack and stuff too. So I'd probably say 5515 if you're going to do that. So having a purple full star chips on the 4-way and the 2-way 3-star gold chips on the same beast, good, right? Yeah, so I would let me just double, like, I don't want to give you wrong information, so let me just double check real quick. I have purples on these guys. What is do I have one that can compare purples and golds? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I mean this even gives some flat where this one doesn't, even at 2 stars. It doesn't kick up until 3 stars. Oh, here we go, 3-star. Yeah, so you can see the 3-star difference is a 50% increase when looking at purple and golds. I'm trying to see if I have like a 1-star. Here we go. Yeah, so you can see like 1-star, right? You get 80 as opposed to 90. So this is, 15% better. Plus you get the flat damage amount where you don't get anything there. And this one's a flat 22%, where this one gives you a 12% and up to 24% for combo damage and leader combo damage. Yeah, yeah. I would say 3-star purples all the way around until you can get a 3-star gold all the way around. For sure. I think I'd stick with that. If you look at Aaron, would you say he'd be comparable to TC Heroes level? I asked because it's similar requirement frags wise, but Aaron doesn't need cores. I think it depends. If you're a field player, yes. If you're a rally or garrison player, no. Because Sakura does insanely well at rallies. Cedric does insanely well at rallies. Rick does insanely well at garrison. Boyd does crazy good at garrison. Chasey does crazy good at garrison. Stella does crazy good on rallies. Like, all of the TC heroes are exceptionally good at garrison or rallies, and the crossover heroes are exceptionally good at field, right? So I would put them on the same par, but if you're a field player, then yes. If you're a rally or garrison player, probably not. I would go for the TC heroes. But it depends on what you are as a player and what you need. But to answer your question, yeah. If you're a field player, yes. I don't know if you remember my question about beast search, but between the gold and the purple crates, there's a difference in percentage, and you can get 20 beast frags. Wonder if the purples are still worth it. Yes, I would still get the purples. The reason why I would still get the purples is I was showing this earlier. The purples have a 50% higher chance of getting. So you go from 50% from a purple to gold, right? 3% to 4.8. It's a little over 50% for the same exact thing. Then yes, you also get the 20s. But when you look at purples compared to greens, greens have a 2% chance to get times 10. Purples have a 3% chance. So purples are 50% better than greens. Golds are 50% better than purples. But you get purples you get golds so far and few between where there are so many purples that yes, I would still say it's worth it. Otherwise, like, you're gonna take way too long only chasing golds and take way too many events. And like, I mean, you sit here and, like, let's say you complete all these missions. Each event you get 10, 20, 40, 50, 80, 100, 130, 150, right? 170. You get 200 of these. And if you're only chasing golds, you might use what, 25% of those in a whole event, maybe 50% if you're lucky. And so you'll just keep stacking them up and stacking them up and stacking them up. Then at that point, you either have to spend some refreshing, But like on this, for example, like I would just take these 5, right, and then just let it reset by itself, and then see if I can get another 5. Like, I would just chase the purples and the golds, and then just to be able to use the full 200 energy keys every single event instead of stacking up a bunch saved and not being able to use the majority of them. Field main, yeah, I would go 5-5-1-5, and I think that Aaron is absolutely worth it for sure. Aaron's insanely good at field, like crazy good, and that was before the buffs were done. Maybe I should have waited for a follow-up message. Time to go. See you later, brother. Appreciate you being here, Rocks. Have a good night, man. It's almost that time for me as well. After all that cardio, I'm hungry. It's 3 p.m. Haven't eaten yet. My fast is done. But I'll chit chat with you guys for a bit longer, and then we'll see what we're gonna do. Maybe we'll stream some other games tonight or something. We still don't have Island Raid for another 26 hours. So we gotta figure out what we're gonna do until then. Any other last minute questions or anything before I go? I'm gonna go get some food. I'm hungry, guys. Hungry. Hi, beautiful. I love you. You're so pretty. Hello, thank you for your message. Janet's mechanics are: I set up graffiti, I use rage, I deal skill damage, and graffiti triggers 5 times. She must use rage herself. So she must be the leader. If she's an assistant, she depends on the leader's timing and loses control of her mechanic. No, Janet does not need to lead. Because you can see here before the leader uses a rage skill. So Janet will run and operate as an assistant, and you can use her behind anybody that will do 5 instances or more of skill damage during the 5-second time. Your best examples of that would be heroes like Rick, who will deal skill damage for 5 seconds. Would be other heroes like Felix, who does skill damage for 5 seconds. You have even options with AoE, like Daryl, where they can hit other targets, and that will also proc the graffiti skill. But no, Janet does not need to lead, and she just needs to be behind a hero that deals skill damage up to 5 instances, ideally 5 instances, in 5 seconds. So your best pairs, again, would be Rick or Felix, would be your 2 best pairs to pair her with. Sorry, I sent you my bees and didn't notice it didn't show up with the chips on it. Oh, no, you're good. Yeah, this is fine for your 2 pair. That's fine. I would keep this because you're so close to gold anyways. I would keep this on these 2. I would keep this here until you can replace them with gold 3 stars. And then I would do the same thing here. I would replace all these with purple 3 stars. Is there a screaming difference between, say, a max purple Pango and a level 9 to 10 gold Pango? Yes, absolutely. Let me just show you. Hi, beautiful. So if we go purple Pango, maxed, skill damage is 420, up to 630% when garrisoned. If we go here and we look at the skill, at level 7, it goes to 500%, up to 750%. So that's why I say use a max purple beast until your gold beast is tier 7, and then their leader skill is almost double the damage of the purple one. So I would replace them at tier 7. Because until then, it's comparable, but it doubles the purple beast at tier 7. So purple beast maxed until your gold beast is tier 7. Then your gold beast should lead at that point for leader skill damage. What's up, Mosen? Appreciate you. Yeah, doing a lot better for sure, man. Still recovering, still recovering. That's why I'm trying to do like 5 miles of cardio every day today, or every day now, to kind of get back into it, get my body back to full health. So slowly but surely, but yeah, we are back. We're doing better. Appreciate you. Do you know if some whale riders use Aaron and Janet in field? I assume they probably would. I mean, Aaron hasn't been out for long, and we've only had, I think, maybe AR to test Aaron with. Like, Jungle Crisis is kind of a joke to try to test stuff, but I could see it for 4 seconds. I mean, the damage factor here is gonna proc graffiti. Janet's skill damage is gonna proc graffiti, so that's 2 out of the 5. And then for 4 seconds, you're dealing damage anyways, plus the AOE. So yeah, I 100% could see it. See why you would use it. What I mean is she's better as a leader, but obviously she's playable as assistant better. The performance as a leader, it's marginal. No, her graffiti skill doesn't require her to be leader. No, not at all. Because she's going to use this skill before the leader uses their rage skill, regardless of who you're pairing her with. Where you're probably seeing the better benefit is probably from this talent, where it increases the skill damage for 6 seconds after using a skill. And if you have somebody dealing flat damage, or you're increasing whatever it may be, there may be room to say that this could be the reason why you're doing more damage, but it's marginal. You don't typically lead with Janet, and leading with Janet like might net you better results, but I think it's also like it could be skewed data. Like if you just look at the actual numbers themselves and crunch, or like look at the mechanics, there is no real reason to need to lead with Janet. It doesn't really do anything. Yeah, no worries at all, Oscar. Of course. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the info. Have a good lunch or dinner. It's 3 o'clock, so I'm what is that? Linner? It's not brunch, but Linner maybe. I don't know. I'm feeling breakfasty too. I might make some like brunch, make some like eggs and hash browns or something. I don't know. But I'll stick around for another quick minute. There's a couple questions pouring in, so if anybody else has any last minute questions, we'll do that. We'll probably go live again later tonight. We'll see. But yeah, I'll probably stream every day when I'm doing some cardio again, instead of just walking for an hour, not doing anything. It'll be nice to walk and talk again. Maybe play some other games too. I really want to play some other games. I've been playing other games anyways. Hungry. You good? What are you doing? Oh. Is your advice on using gold beasts at tier 7 plus go for secret beasts too, or are they different? Ooh, that's actually a good question. I think they're kind of the same. Let me take a look though. I haven't really checked on secret beasts. I mean, yeah, it looks like it's the same. 322%, and then 424 with a bonus 142. Let me look at this one. 258 plus 246, as opposed to 444. I mean, I guess it's like less impactful to wait. I mean, it's less impactful to swap them early, but it is still a huge difference if you wait until tier 7. I mean, this is 500% total. This is 700% total. What are some of the other ones? What was Chiron again? I mean, this is 322% total. This is 560% total. So it still is almost double. Yeah. I mean, even on the crossover beast, I mean, this is 336. This is 634, so that's double. So Tachi. 222, this is 410. This is 630. Yeah, it's still 50% better. Yeah, I would say there's probably more room to use the secret beast earlier, but you do get a huge jump still at tier 7. What changes can I make for this setup? I mean, your chip choices are fine. Your beast choices are fine too. I would lead with this. I would lead with your purple beast until your gold beast is tier 7. So I would do that. I would lead with the purple beast first and foremost. And the only other thing I would say is try to get max purple chips on all slots first before you use these gold ones. So try to get a max purple set, 6-piece or 6 total, 3 stars on your purple beast to lead, and then do the same thing on your gold beast, but lead with the purple beast in front of the gold one because it's not tier 7 yet, and then try to get those purple chips. What do you think about my situational top 3 Janet, Daryl, Beat versus multiple enemies? Janet, Rubina. Yeah, I kind of have the same approach. I would say I've always given that same advice. Janet and Daryl for AoE fights, murder balls. Um, Janet and Rubina if you're just kind of going around and just like single target nuking marches. So, say you're hitting farming marches, or maybe you're just using that single march in murder balls as well. But then if you're just like out like 1v1ing, or you're like using on like a runner march and you're trying to run around and stuff, then Janet and Felix definitely does better because he also gives the move speed bonus. I'm max potential in gold cap, but still working on purple cat. Oh, I got you. Um, yeah. Yeah, I mean you definitely want to just like full focus on your gold beasts 100%, but purple beasts you can tier up a lot faster, and you don't need to have potential and all that stuff on your purple beast in order to use them. You just need to star them up to get the highest damage output possible. And then when you cross past that tier 7 mark, that's when you swap over to gold beast lead. Gold is 100% better, Mosin. What I was simply talking about is that, so like let's look at gold saber versus purple saber, or yeah, gold saber and purple saber. So at max, purple saber does 526 damage, whereas with gold it does 324%, and then passes the purple saber tooth at tier 7. So gold or purple saber tooth maxed out is far better until gold can reach tier 7. Then at that point you want to replace it because the leader skill does more damage on the gold beast than the purple beast at that point. So max purple, you don't need to do potential or any of that stuff, but max tiered purple until gold tier is tier 7. Focus all of your potential and all that stuff into the gold beast always. You don't need to do that on purple beasts. Any other last minute questions before I go get some food and stuff? Can't say this enough, but again, I appreciate you guys being here, showing and hanging out with me. Yep, no worries at all. Yep. Oh, go check on it. Ugh. On a refinery piece, if you get the first stat to gold, do you have to get it to 6%, or between 3.5 to 6% is good? Um
Let's see. If you the stat to gold, you have to get it to 6%.
I mean, any stat like at any percentage is good. Obviously, like you want to raise the stat as much as possible for as cheap as possible, right? Like that should just be the ultimate goal. But I think that like with your pieces, the most important factor first and foremost is finding pieces that have at least two stats beneficial for your troop type and your role. If you're a field player, free to play, small spender, mid spender, high, doesn't matter what it is, but especially at a free to play or low spender standpoint, you want to have squad damage plus attack on all four of your pieces. You can get those for really cheap. You would just filter for squad damage for the type of troop that you have, at least at a purple stat, sort it by gold or the price, and then find a piece that has a purple, say for me for infantry squad damage, and then has also infantry attack on it. Get that piece for 200, max 300 gold, then upgrade the attack on it to as high as possible for as cheap as possible, because you can get 6% attack for 200 gold. There's plenty of listings like that. And then just raise the attack on all four pieces, and just leave the damage where it's at purple. Because even with purpled squad damage in all four slots, you still end up with at least 5 or 6% squad damage, which is still one red hone's worth of squad damage. And you can get all the other slots to as close to 6% as possible. And you may have attack also in the upper attribute, which goes up to 4%. So you look at that, and let's say you get it to 75%. So you have 3% at the top for each. That's 12. Let's say you get it to 75% below and you have, 5% attack on each. That's another 20%. You could have 5% squad damage and 30% attack and not have spent more than 10,000 gold on it. That's exactly what I did here. I pushed the damage up a little bit on a few of the pieces, or on the pieces themselves, but I could leave this at purple, and instead of having 11 or 12% damage, I could have 5%, but getting the attack up to as close to 6% as possible, or even higher, for 200 gold. You can build this set out really cheap. This is 6 red hones worth of squad attack. This is over 2 red hones worth of squad damage. Find me in the armaments where you're going to spend, 160 um uh honing fragments, the purple chips, for $100, and get, you know 8 red hones. It's not going to happen. So refinery is a really great place for you to build your account and grow it, and cheer up your damage for cheap. Is it possible to get potential back? Yes. So if you use potential on a beast and then you go to recycle the beast itself, um like by doing it like this, if you do it on a beast that you've used potential on, uh mine's in training. Hold on, let me see if I have any that aren't training currently. Oh, it's supporting. Hold on. So if I did it with Otachi, you could see you get the potential back. You get 100% of these. I think you get 100% of these too, but you only get a fraction of your XP back. But you do get all the potential that you spent back. Yes. Oh, there you go. Good shit, Akil. Z, which pair would do more damage, a gold cat and purple cat, or a purple crab combo setup? Um, I would run both the cats together for the crit, and then I would run double crab with the combo setup. What would deal more damage? Probably the crabs, because a lot more people have crit damage reduction than there are people that have combo damage reduction. No, nobody else talks about this. But yeah, no, most people have crit damage reduction, and I'll explain this in my beast video. Most people have crit damage reduction. Hardly anybody has combo damage reduction. So in the long run, your combo setup with your double crab will actually end up doing more damage than your crit one. Got a nice range peach going up to auction at 300 if anyone is needing. You could probably share it in my community Discord. If you share the listing there or a screenshot of it, I'm sure people will pick it up. I've had a lot of people buy and sell pieces on my community Discord already. For rough pieces, I'd run away from squad buffs until they get the price to level on the same. They're not going to. I think the reason why they're not going to is that, at least from my experience as well, when I'm crafting stuff, I hardly get any squad attack or squad defense pieces, but I get a ton of troop specific ones. So it feels like the crafting rate for squad attack or squad defense is far less than troop specific, and so it just simply becomes a nice. Sorry, I was looking at my daughter. It becomes one of those just like the availability, like the supply and demand. So there's far fewer pieces being crafted with squad attack or squad defense than there are troop specific attack or defense. So it would take a while before the prices like level out. I have a little trick question. If you'd like to play along, would you mind if I asked it? It's purely about the game, nothing malicious intended. I mean, you can ask it. If I play along, will depend. I sent you a message of it in game. Let me see. Oh, nice. Yeah, this is actually really nice. Yeah, there you go. For 300 gold, that's a cop. Um, if you want to illustrate, I spent 5k total on the set. Yeah, there you go. So you have squad damage basic attack, squad damage attack, squad damage attack, squad damage basic attack, and you spent 5k gold. And you're at 10% attack, so 2 red hones, 13% basic attack damage, which if you reference that to the 6% you can get in armaments, but that's for strictly rallies or garrison, where this is for all of them. This is 2 red squad hones. And then damage 8%, that's almost 2 red hones. So same thing, almost 6 red hones worth of damage output for 5,000 gold. And actually you have the 9% counter damage as well, which is 1.5 more, but that's just a little bonus. Yeah, no, this is sick. Good shit on this pickup. On the pickups for these. 2 friends of mine was testing some PvP, one with no armaments at all, but a strong beast pair versus the other armaments and really weak beasts. The one with no armaments won the PvP. How's that possible? Beasts do a lot more damage than people give them credit for. You need to build beasts, even if it's not your main focus. You're either going to use beasts to deal a lot of damage, or you're going to use beasts to mitigate damage. When I fight people in garrison or rallies, for example, that have very weak beasts, my skill damage on my heroes might deal 20,000 damage, but I have reports, and I've shown this in Discord. I think I've shown it in my community Discord. I know I've shown it on the public Discord, but I have reports where in 1 second my beast will deal 100,000 troops worth of damage, where my skill damage on even like a Boyd or an Ethan or something deals like 20 or 25,000. What about a mix of gold cat and purple crab? There's not really any synergy there, because the beast itself is dealing all crit as their primary attribute, and the crab is gonna proc on combos. So you could potentially do that. Like you could flex it with some combo chips, and yes, that's totally fine as well. And you could do a hybrid. If you have the chips to support it, yes, it can do well. If you just outright pair them without leveling up any potential, you don't have the chips to support, then you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, because you're not using the actual stats from the beasts themselves to amplify it, or to get a higher proc rate, higher damage output, that kind of a thing. So TLDR, if you have the chips and the potential to support it, do it. If you don't, then just stick with the same type. So crit with crit, combo, that kind of a thing. Beast do so much damage since the change they did a few updates ago. It's insane. Yes, it does do damage, but the reports that I have dealing 100,000 troops worth of damage in 1 second actually came from long before that. So it's mostly has to do with like the difference between your beast and their beast. So I don't know if these reports will still show. I think I have one in here actually where I just absolutely demolished the guy with beasts. Hold on. This one? This one? This one? This one? This one. I can't look at it. There, yeah, it was the same thing on here. I can't see it though. Fuck, this sucks. See it on this one? No. Who is that? This person. Yeah, I can't see him anymore. It is expired, but I have a lot of reports like that where beasts just deal so much damage because of the difference. I have reports against broccoli, but that's old now. It won't show that. Where is this one? Yeah, I won't be able to view it. Which motorcycle hero, when affected by silence, has a chance to perform an additional basic attack per turn? It's a Chasey. Gains rage from these attacks and also reduces damage taken from it. It's Chasey. Is it okay if the stat is blue of a refinery piece? Yeah, absolutely. Like you can what I would do, right? I was showing this earlier. I wouldn't settle for less. What I would do if I was a player and I was going to rebuild a brand new, let's call it an infantry set, right? If I'm gonna, if well, actually, let's switch it up. Let's call it a rider set. If I was gonna build a brand new rider set, what would I do? I would go legendary, I would go purple, and I would go rider squad damage. Right? I would filter for this, all pieces, nothing else. This is just as simple as you can make it. Again, if you need to screenshot it, this is what I would do: legendary, purple, and then your troop specific squad damage. All right. Then I come down here. I would just add all these to the list. I would just keep refreshing this to get as many items on the list as possible. Right? I'll do this a couple more times. I don't need to add all of them if there's a ton. I'll do it like maybe 2 more times. Just for the sake of the... Okay, I think that's actually all of them. Then I would sort by price lowest. I would come into here. I would look for rider squad damage plus rider squad attack. Like this. This is poor on the top side, but we'll just start for argument's sake. I keep going. Rider squad damage, rider squad attacks, poor on top, but we're just going to start for argument's sake. We're going to keep going here till we find one that is actually like really good. That one has squad attacks. We don't really want that because it's a lot more expensive to level up squad attack. Rider. That was poor top. We'll start just for argument's sake again. Rider. You guys out here buying the pieces already? Because that's what I was talking about. Just took everything off the market. It's probably like the 3rd or 4th time I've shown this today. Rider. Let me speed this up for argument's sake as well, too, actually. Let me do squad attack, squad basic, because this is a rider. Filter for this. I'm just going to speed this up. I would filter through all of them. I wouldn't really care, honestly, about the top attributes, but I'm going to try to find a perfect piece. See if it exists on the market right now. Just for the timing of this video. Rider. There's so many pieces. It's kind of sad that nothing sells anymore. You really have to have like a really good piece in order for stuff to sell these days. But that's what we're looking for. That really good piece. Ryder has nothing today, huh? Did you guys buy up everything for Ryder already? Should I have picked ranged? I think I should have picked ranged. Well, we can just do this one, start this one even though it's squad attack. There we go. Perfect. All right. So now we will, this will probably be the one that I end up talking about. So we'll just take away all these. This one has squad attack, so this one could work as well too. Just know it's going to be more expensive to level that up. But this would be the piece that you buy. For 400 gold, you have attack up top, you have attack down below, and damage, right? So we'll just say that we bought this. Boom, 1.8% damage. Now, what I would do at that point is I would go back to buy. That is a weapon, so I don't need any of these. I need to go gold, and I need to take Rider Squad Attack. All right. Now, why am I doing this? I'm doing it because we need to get this attack piece, this attack up. We don't need to worry about damage because we already have 1.8% on that. Let's say that we had 3 other pieces that had this exact same damage amount at the bottom. That would mean that we end up with 6% Rider Squad damage total just from leaving this value alone. So we're going to target attack because squad damage is far more expensive to level up, right? So again, we're going to go weapon because it's a weapon, legendary, gold, Rider Squad attack. We're going to filter. We're going to come down here. We're going to add more items to this a couple times. And we're going to do the exact same thing where we go down to the very bottom of the list. And we're going to buy up as high of an attack as possible for as cheap as possible. Right? So I'm just going to pause here for a sec. So we've got, I want to, because of how many pieces there are for sale, like 5.5, I would take 5.5% or higher is probably what I would do. Like this, 6%. Okay? 5.5% or higher is what I'm looking for here. 5.4% is close enough because we're pretty low on our purple stat. 5.7. 5.7. 6. Okay, we're going to leave it at that for now. Now, what I would do is I would remove all of these and just do legendary, maybe a weapon. You can pick any of them, and we're going to look for upgrade pieces that we can find for cheap. Now, what do I mean by upgrade pieces? It's pieces that have as high of a level as possible right here for as cheap as possible. So like a +9 for 200, star that. You want things that are at least in this market, at least like a +8 for 200. You're not going to spend more than 200 on this. But you're going to look for at least +8s for 200 gold. And these are ones that you're just going to dismantle, and you're going to use those what would you call them, I guess? Like fragments or whatever have you, those resources, to then level up the piece we're actually leveling up. So, let's see. Are there any others in here? And you're only going to spend 200 gold on it. You're not going to go any higher than that. I don't care if something looks really appealing. You could do something like a +12 or 400 if you wanted. If you wanted to spend a little bit more gold for some higher pieces, there are some higher pieces that are available. But there's plenty enough at the 200 range that you don't need to do this. Like, we're just looking at weapons right now. +10 for 345 is actually a really good deal. I would probably take that. +10 for 250. Okay. So now let's just look at what we have, right? So now we have our base item for 400 gold that we're going to level up. We have 4 items that we're going to break down for it that we're going to use to upgrade this. It'll probably get it like a +15 for 2, 4, 700 for another 1,000 gold. We're going to be able to get this like +15. And then for another 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, another 1,000 gold, we're going to be able to get this attack to close to probably about 5.5% or higher. So for a total of 2,500 gold, we would have a piece at 1.8% damage. Attack is over 3% because it's at +15. And then attack here would be at like 5.5% at least. So you would have 8.5% attack and 1.8% rider squad damage for 2,500 gold. Then you do that 3 other times for your 3 other slots. And that is how you would have, again, 8.5% times 3. You're looking at, times 4 for all 4 slots. you're looking at 34% attack and a little over or it's about 6% damage. Or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 16, 24, 32, 7% damage. So 1.5 red squad hones worth of squad damage and almost 7 red hones worth of attack for 10,000 gold. And that's what I would do. To refresh, do one tap at the bottom, then another tap at the top. It works better that way. Oh, well. Old habits. Does damage make a lot of difference? I have a nice set of attack and defense. Do I need damage? Yes, damage outperforms attack, defense, and all the rest of that by a large margin. Damage is your multiplier. Your attack is your base stat. I would get rid of defense unless you're a garrison or rally player. Damage is better at the end game level of development, but times 2 attack pieces are good enough. If you get like 50% stats, it's a huge buff. It can be, but here's the problem, right? Is that's going to get phased out very quickly. And the reason for that is that if you look at just the trend of heroes, for example, like let's just go back to Elena. Elena gives you 20% attack and 30% defense. Now let's take a look at somebody that is more modern, like somebody like Sakura, where she's giving 45% attack, 40% HP, and 50% defense. If the trend continues, heroes will only continue to give you more and more and more attack, defense, and the base stats. And so your multipliers will just become more and more valuable. On top of that, as time goes on, of course, you're going to be leveling up your garage, which will continue to give you attack and defense as well through the form of flat stats. And for every 100 protection that you have, is 1% defense, 100% firepower, or 100 firepower is 1% attack. You're obviously going to continue honing your items over time as well, which means you're going to continue to raise your attack, your defense, and such in here also. So, and then also, of course, your equipment parts. Your parts are going to become white parts. You're going to upgrade them, yada, 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 right? Point being, your attack and defense is always going to stay on a trajectory where it's going to get a higher and higher and higher value. So rather than building out pieces that are needing to be replaced later on, you can build pieces like squad damage, which may have good effect on you now, but will only continue to become better and better and better for your account the longer that you play. I would rather invest in something that pays me a good amount of return now, but a much better return later on as my account gets stronger, than something that makes my account strong today while I'm weak, and then when I'm actually at a strong point, does far less for me, if that makes sense. Because then I would just have to replace him again. Yes, you're right. You can take temporary gratification today in building something that is good today, but then as time goes on, it becomes far, far, far less effective very, very quickly. So I would not, personally. I'm gonna unstar all these because I don't need them. So there's a few ways to look at that, but I would rather get something that grows as my account grows than something that just, I don't know, becomes worse as my account gets better. I mean, unless of course you have the budget to make, double 6% attacks and have 48, 50, 60% attack plus today, and then have the budget to be able to replace it in 6 months. But if you have the budget to do that, then you're going to grow your armaments, your garage, all the rest of those things much faster anyways, which means you're going to hit the point where squad damage would be much more effective anyways, far faster regardless. So I would just upgrade those. I would just build those pieces and upgrade them immediately. Start doing that now instead of waiting. It's still the same argument. What's the bonus damage this time? Beast damage by 100%. Ooh, nice. Where's my Aaron? Oh, no. You can have Void. You can have him. You can have Aaron. actually. Um, Beasts are super important in any level. I don't have my rider armaments on. Um, let's do this. I don't really care about that. I'm trying to do this. There we go. Wait, did I move Marco to the front to get hit? I may not have. I did. Okay, that's fine then. Oh, I didn't hit 60 this time. Rip. Let's see. Switch this up. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna switch this up. I want to try something. Let's just go full debuff like we do on the Beast Invasion. Yeah, let's just go full debuff like we do the Beast Invasion one. I'm just curious. This probably isn't going to score very well. I'm just curious to know how much it actually impacts in terms of a flat number. Because this is what I run in Beast Invasion. If it's ×2 damage on beasts. Actually, it's not doing too bad. Actually, I think you just did better. Yeah, did better. Ugh. I pushed 60 mil with that. I mean, this event is like ×2 damage on beasts, so I'm not really worried about the hero damage. I wonder if I could push 60 mil on this one. For the purpose of field, couldn't I just focus, for example, on HP just so the beast tanks for a long enough time? Are you field oriented or field focused? You could, but actually beasts do a lot of damage if you do like HP cuts. Oh damn, I thought I could push 60 with that. Almost. It's always the same people up top, man. Just max out accounts. I give a fuck. I got my reward. Oh, fucking A. I'm so hungry. For field, like, I don't know. For field, like, you really want to play around your hero for field. The beast just enables your march to do better, right? But your march in general or your investment should be around like your heroes and such, first and foremost, and then the beast just kind of like enable that march to do better. Like you still need certain heroes to enable your beast that have like HP cut and all the rest of those things. Yes, you do need your march to be able to live and last and that and such, but you don't really target HP as a stat to get. Like you just kind of have it like on your equipment parts, or your equipment, and then I think you have, yeah, you don't even have it up here that you can target. So I don't know. I mean, you can take it from a defensive position as well, but like even with mine, like I go full offensive. So I have like Sakura and Aaron for like high damage and AoE and such, but then I place Otachi and Pluto on them as well for a corrosion damage build on top of it. So I just take the high offensive damage build that I already have anyways, or pairing that I have anyways, and then I just enable it further with another offensive beast pair that is like full corrosion combo, which, yeah, so I have 1857 combo. 75% combo, 108% combo damage, and then corrosion all around it is the way that I've kind of built it, I guess, is the best way to put it. There are several ways to have an impact. The most basic ones are attack and defense, but since most players already invest heavily in these two areas, making a difference only there becomes very expensive and not very efficient. That is why it's smarter to look for advantages in other stats than base stats. Counterattack and hit points. From there, you face far fewer players who are sufficiently immune to reduce these types of damage. And there are also skill damage, battalions, or squad damage. Wizards, damage reduction. These are the rarest stats. Yeah, I mean, just flat squad damage in general. Like, if in terms of like stat priority, squad damage reduction, HP, and skill damage are the top four to focus because you get attack and defense so passively from so many different places. Even as passive as getting it from your vehicles, your shelter skins, your march skins, your squad skins. You get it just from so many places. What's up, Blue? How's it going, buddy? I'm talking about beast HP, so it lives long enough to tank. Oh, I see what you're talking about. I mean, beast HP typically just comes from just building it, doesn't it? Like, aren't your chips mostly attack and defense? Yeah, like HP just comes alongside the attack and the defense side of things. So, I mean, yeah, you could do that, or hear me out here. You just focus fully on your damage output, and unless their beast is building counter or fighting you directly, then your beast isn't taking damage. But you have the same play style as you would in the field with that approach. Like, if you just want to deal a lot of damage, not take damage, then just play out in the field and play around other people and just flank marches. Because unless their beast has counter, it's not going to deal damage to you. Put a tux on the armored Titan beast and dye his hair black so he has Z's profile picture. Yeah, what's up, Azara? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, my man. You too, Blue. See you both here. Actually, I want to see this. Give him a man. Put him in a tux. That's funny. I know a lot of people kept asking if my profile picture was Cedric. I was like, actually, it's kind of funny that they say that, but no, I had my profile picture before Cedric even came out. It's kind of funny they have that. No, my profile picture is it's the guys in the suits. Fuck, what is the name of that organization? The Corpo? It's the Corpo people from oh my god, why am I blanking right now? Cyberpunk. It's the Corpo people from Cyberpunk. But then my own character pretty much masked up. Yeah. I have the water set maxed out, and then I have the physical set maxed out. Or whoops, physical set maxed out. It's doing the Lord's work out here. If I could choose, I'd probably choose to have a grass set as well. But I just don't feel like getting 60 more OC chips. Like 10 OC chips per slot to max it out. I just don't feel like getting 60 more of them. Like, that's such a grind to get. I don't know. I think I'm probably good on where I'm at. I'll just leave it where I'm at until I quit. I am good. Good on that. What about you? I know that Edgar was building out chips as a focal point for the account the last time that we fought him before he gave you the account. Have you been building out the chips on yours as well, Wazar? Corpo Cyberpunk game. Yeah, I love Cyberpunk. I love the Corpo faction as well. So I just kind of took the Corpo Cyberpunk approach, gave him a mask, put a Z on it, and there you go. If you look at my intro, he sits in a office building, like behind an executive desk, and you can see like the city behind him for like my video intros and stuff. So yeah, it's like the cyberpunky type theme. I love that game. I've done a few D&D sessions, or a few D&D, sessions with some old coworkers and stuff, and we did the cyberpunk. um, Cyberpunk story and plot. Shelter skin. Oh yeah, thanks. No, I fucking took forever to get this shelter skin, man. I'm pissed. Most expensive shelter skin in terms of like trying to obtain. I have. Fucking damn it. I was so unlucky getting this thing. Yeah, Dirty Corpo. Mushroom Street Kid is the way. Yeah, in terms of like playing the game itself, I played Street as well. I mean, just like that was kind of like the play style and like more of like the lore that I enjoyed the most. It was like a funny backstory or a funny like almost like ironic type thing because I played D&D with some of my colleagues that I worked with at a company for 7 years. We all worked remote, but a lot of us lived out here, and because we used to have an office out here and then they closed it during COVID. But so we just had like our main headquarters out in Boston, and because we were all working in like the corporate tech space and stuff, when we did the Cyberpunk playthrough, we decided to take it from a standpoint of like the corpos, but like in a time zone where like the corpos and like the corpos had like fallen pretty much, and like the underground and the street people had kind of taken over. And so it was kind of like played from a standpoint or a lore or a backstory of like them having to try to like adjust to that type of a setting now instead of like just being fully in charge with all the money and shit, and then using the technology and stuff that they had to try to survive. So it was I don't know, it was just like this cool backstory that we did on one. It was actually pretty cool how it played out. And then yeah, I just kind of kept that character as a theme pretty much. So physical is max, water is 4-star, fire 3-star. Jesus Christ. Go on. Yeah, you built that out a lot since Edgar had it. Have you finished your beast technology? No, I didn't. It takes a long time to do that. Oh shit, I need to do this too. Huh? Whoops. I haven't done this one yet in a minute. No, I haven't finished mine completely. Almost, I'm getting there. These are just expensive. But I did finish out like the water and the physical ones. I maxed out the water and the physicals. But no, I'm not maxed out yet. I'm getting there. We're getting close. 5 to 8% would be kind of nice, but how many survey attempts did it? It took me. It took me almost the full 1400 if I remember right. I think it was like 1300. I think is what it took me. Like I said, I was super unlucky with it. That's what I mean. Like this was like the worst skin for me to try to obtain. But I wasn't doing this for the shelter skin, to be fair. The shelter skin was just a byproduct. What I was doing was I was doing the OC chips so I could max out my water set. And then I was doing the superb armament choices to build out my Isabella set, which has been a work in progress, you can see. And then I also was getting the Secret Beast selections because my Pluto Jelly isn't actually maxed yet. It's getting close. I still need 3 more copies though. So the shelter skin was more of a byproduct or like an additional reward for the things that I actually was chasing, which was the OC chips, the Isabella armaments, and then trying to get my Pluto maxed out. Like I think my Pluto was plus 11 at the time. My Isabella, I didn't even have an Isabella armament set. I only started this last district showdown. Plus all the superb fragments that I got from that event, or from the draws here. And then my OC chip set was at yeah, you could see like I was 3-starred on these, and then I ended up maxing it out because of it. So I'm at 700. I plan to go to 1,000, but haven't decided if I should continue and attempt for the skin. If I would only attempt for the skin if there are other things you can get ahead of it. Like the shelter skin itself is cool. The bonuses are nice, but you can get other things like, you know, the secret choice, the armaments, the OC chips, like those are the things that you should focus on. And if there are like certain thresholds or certain like milestones that you can hit that'll give you a good power spike by say getting a couple more superb armament copies, or maybe an OC chip power spike because you don't have an OC chip set, or maybe you're about to hit 3 stars and there's a power spike there, or maybe you need some fragments for your secret beast. Like I would focus on that and get those, and then just let the shelter skin be like an additional reward that you need or that you can get. Because other than that, like just chasing the shelter skin itself, like 3% counter damage and 3% skill damage dealt, you can go spend a couple hundred or a couple thousand gold in the refinery and get similar results for far cheaper. So I wouldn't really focus on the skin as being like your primary thing that you're chasing. Also, don't make fun of me for having the wrong beasts in these things. I deleted a lot of my beasts that I wasn't using because they were becoming an eyesore, and so I don't have like times 2 on a lot of these. See, so but I got rid of like all the pigs and the other stuff just because it was a clutter in here. Anytime I was trying to like help people or do like talk on stream, to have so many beasts that I have to like scroll through and stuff, it just became a pain. If I could have one of the game developers, what technical question would I ask them? I don't think I would ask them anything. There isn't really anything about the game itself that I haven't really discovered for myself. Um, I think the one technical question I would ask is when they made the changes to combo and counter, what was the rates before? Like, what was the damage? Like, what did they change, and what was it before they changed it? That would be the one technical question that you can't really discover or have any way to identify. I would more offer feedback and suggestions than I would ask questions. I don't really have any questions for IGG personally. Oh, yeah, Blue, here. Let me help you out with that. So I was answering this yesterday. I don't really care about this event anymore because it took me so long and so much to get to this point of having these and having these that I don't care about anything beast nothing anymore. Like I don't even have the mystery safe selected or buying them out. I don't have the dawn thing. Like no, I don't care anymore. Dude, I'm hitting a crippling end point of this game for myself, unfortunately. I don't know. I'm getting burnt out on the poor decisions that they're making. I'm gonna have to hope that Genesis War is good. But like Mr. Spessy, for example, this guy started in Region 23 with us. Um, Same exact region as us. We ended up in different alliances. We played separate. He was in BTW for a long time. He's only been playing with us as of recently. Um, he's gonna be quitting the game too because of the jungle. So I've had a lot of like longtime friends and like players that are like whales and stuff that are quitting the game just because like you hold out, you hold out, you hold out, hoping that the game will get better, and then they release something like Jungle Crisis, which is like a slap in the face, and it just shows that they don't have any direction for this game. They don't have any ideas left. They're throwing just random shit into the game and trying to make it stick, and it's not fun anymore when they do stuff like that. If I had the gold, I would have completed those for the competed for those rewards, especially the superbs and the beast frags. Yeah, like if you have the needs to do it, like the beast search, the biohazard frenzy, that kind of a thing, like there's a lot there in terms of like benefits to get. But I have my rally beast, my garrison beast, like this is the pair I use for rallies, this is the pair I use for garrison. I don't need anything there at all. The chips are done. I'm not gonna just try to chase these, like it doesn't really matter. So yeah, Jungle Crisis is a letdown. It's a huge letdown. They have so many revolving issues with the game and things they could improve. And instead of choosing to improve the things that the players and the community continue to give us feedback to say, hey, do things like reduce the cost of healing, reduce the amount of speed ups it takes to heal troops and train troops and all that kind of stuff. Um, like like there are core fundamental things like that, or like make it to where AR you don't have to wait 4 days in a 6 day event in order to actually like have tower wars and stuff. Make island raid, make it to where like you get cement faster or at a faster rate, or reduce the cost of towers. Like there are so many core gameplay fundamental changes that they could make to make the gameplay itself much more enjoyable and fun for everybody, regardless of it being pay to win. And even though they get all this feedback from the community, they choose to then release something that A, doesn't match up with the play style of the game, B, isn't something the community asked for, C, doesn't solve anything whatsoever. The only good thing that has come out of Jungle Crisis or the Jungle War event is the exchange platform, where you can exchange your old unused stuff for better stuff, which is nice, but you don't get a lot of the coins unless you buy some of the packs, which sucks then for most players. But I mean, just at its core, like the gameplay doesn't line up. Like it doesn't have the ability to move your squads around and like work tactically and work strategically. Like all the things that make this game actually enjoyable, they chose to steer away from and release a game mode that just nobody asked for and it doesn't fit or mesh with the game at all. And so for the people that have been holding out for a long time, like myself, hoping that the game would potentially get better over time, even without the pay to win stuff addressed, um, they don't care for it. So it's like, all right, well, I don't know. There's always so much you can support a game. Are you stopping at 3-star OC chips? No, my OC chipsets are done. What do you mean? OC chip done. Physical beast OC chip set done. I have 2 full sets of OC chips. So when I'm on Garrison or I'm on rallies, my OC chipsets are done. They're double OCs. I think 2 more off-limit and Pompeii still events would benefit the game. Quick 1-hour weekly events while they think of the new big. Yeah, no, I agree. I think the game events like Pompeii and off-limits and stuff are the best things that they've introduced to the game. And that was what was promising, was that they revised Pompeii, made it, better. They brought out off limits. It was good. We'll have to see what the changes come with Genesis War and hoping that it's better. But dude, like the Jungle War thing was just like, it's just a wake up call to basically say that they're running out of ideas. They're like, it's to the point where they're throwing Monopoly style games into like board style games into the game to try to like give it substance. It's like, for what? And Jungle Crisis is good because you can just not do it. I'd rather play Genesis War for 3 weeks straight than play Jungle Crisis. I agree. It's unfortunate you don't get the coins for the 2,000 gold pack, so I can look at it in the Jungle War. Yeah. Not being able to garrison or reinforce is such a huge L. I agree. Especially when so many things are based around, like, you have hones that are rallying garrison based. You have beasts that are rallying garrison based. Like, you have heroes that are rallying garrison based. And then you don't allow for rallies or garrisons in Jungle Crisis. I mean, you have the rally feature, but it's not the same feature. It's not the same playstyle. It's not the same, mechanics. Like, dude, it doesn't make any sense. It's a huge L at IGG. There's a trick to the Jungle Crisis. Oh, I thought I saw a 3-star set. No, you're good. No, yeah. You're talking about this piece here. These are the normal golds. I got these normal golds while in pursuit of the OC chip set. And I actually have a second water set pretty much that's been built out because of it. Or basically in progress or process, I should say. But yeah, I got the OC chip sets, but obviously with like this event here, when you go to select it, you get the OC chips and you get normal golds. And so because of that, I ended up with this chipset and this chipset. Similar to on here on physical, where when I got this, as a byproduct of that, I got these other ones as well. If all your equipment are not red, the exchange rate is expensive. It was 1,500 for one honing chip, 1030 for. Yeah, no, I know. It's typically made for like older accounts or accounts that already have maxed out stuff. Yeah, agreed. For the newer players, for the players that aren't maxed out, for those that are saving those resources to be able to use them because they're still building their account, they don't see the same benefit from that exchange thing. The exchange thing is really for just, again, the old accounts that have been sitting on carbon steel but don't need them, or that kind of a thing. It's a good call out. I agree. What's up, beautiful baby? gotta clean your room, homie. You gotta clean your room today, homie. You told mom you would yesterday. Please clean your room, baby girl. Please. Well, you have to. I don't know, guys. I am glad that everyone kind of feels the same way, but at the same time, it's a shitty feeling. Like, it's cool to see the community so united on their opinion for the game. It's just shitty that that opinion is a negative opinion, right? Like, I would rather everybody rally around the idea that the game is doing well and that they're making right decisions and the game's on a good trajectory and that kind of a thing. But that's just not the consensus anymore, man. It's not. Hopefully things like Genesis War bring out a positive change to the game. Hopefully, they can show that they're still considering the community and making positive reinforcements and reenactment or reinforcements and revisions in the game to make it a positive experience. But until we see it come to fruition, we can only hope. Can only hope. So, yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Sorry, give me 1 second. Just responding to a message real quick. Okay. The only good thing about the recent updates is that they brought Superb Armaments box to the dog tag event. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that things like having superb armaments and have like that's what I mean. Like, there's definitely like the positive reinforce or the positive stuff to rally around, that they are trying to do. So it does show that some things like superb armaments and such are being more obtainable by the lesser spend or the free to play players and such. But again, it's like you can do all those changes and make all those changes all you want, but if the core gameplay of the game itself is poor and a poor experience, then it doesn't matter how many super armaments you have, how many beasts and stuff you have, when the gameplay itself is not fun, right? Like, you don't want to go into an event like AR that takes a whole week just to not be able to fight for 4 out of the 6 days, right? Because the middle isn't open. Or you don't want to go into an AR or an IR or a GW that you have 3 weeks out of the month, and then you incur such high healing costs, and prices and speed ups and stuff like that you need to use, that even though it's a 4-day event, if you fight on day 1, you're out of resources, you're out of speed ups, and then you're not able to fight for the next 3 or 4 days, and you're only able to play for 25% of the event, and that sucks. A lot is in the bag for GW to be at least fun/good, so they have a win for once. Yeah, I hope so. I'm rooting for them. Like, I play this game. I've supported the game. I put into the game. I built a channel around the game. Like, I'm staying optimistic for them. I'm not going to bash them. At the end of the day, they've made a game that I've enjoyed for the last over 3.5 years. And so I don't have anything bad to say there. It's my remarks and my comments are kind of more from a place of disappointment than it comes from a place of like anger or that kind of thing, because I have made really good friends on this game. I have a great community from you guys and stuff, and I've enjoyed myself. I've definitely used this game as an outlet for some low times in my own life over the last few years, right? And so the game's given me a lot, and so I could never really be mad at IGG for things. I'm never gonna like badmouth for that kind of stuff. But I think I just share the same disappointment with some of the choices they made. I feel like the community felt the same way when the regions were opened up to make it easier to jump around between servers. Everyone was ready to leave. Then AR came out and everyone was back on board. Hopefully something new will come out, pull things together again. No, I agree. It was also very early on in the game in terms of like major changes that they were making, right? Like, think about the major changes that they were making before that, right? Like, they brought out like Dark Seal, which was a success. They brought out Island Raid, which was a success. They brought out AR, which was a success. Heroes were not overly strong. I don't think we really saw the first huge power spike in strength for heroes until Julia and Bard came out. So they were already on a hot streak of good things, and then so when the negative came out of the server transfers and stuff, they were still riding on a high of very positive changes in the game, and so it was very easy to bounce back from that. But then when you've had ever since then, you know, they doubled the frequency of the events, they halved the reward amounts, they what's it called, they took away your ability to, or they reduced the amount of like helps that you can receive, so heal bots became diminished. um you know, like they brought out all these crossover events, the bees, like there's so many things that were looked at as negatives more so than positives, that it's harder for them to rebound, is really the point. So it would take something kind of drastic. What's up, Royven? How's it going? I hope that the mail we got where they talked about the healing costs and all will have a benefit or a benefit impact. What mail did we get on the healing stuff? Did they bring out something new that I missed, or suggest? Oh, is it this one? I don't even read this. 13 hours ago. Shelter garrison lineup presets, garrison troop restrictions. Healing troops. I hope that they bring out more of these. Like they bring out more of like those healing aid type things where you don't actually need to use like resources and stuff. In addition to the content announced above, we've also been actively working on a series of process and experience optimizations based on frequent feedback. Hospital, barracks, research lab upgrades, healing, training, and research could be done while the building is. Oh yeah, yeah. Collection of offline earnings, that has been a huge thing. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can't. The one thing that you cannot do is you can't sit here and say that IGG isn't doing something. They are actively trying, right? Like credit is due where credit is due. I've seen games, you know, bring out like shitty releases and then just go radio silent for a long time, and that's far worse than actually like bringing out updates and such. This dev feedback, we have a questionnaire. We have a dev feedback? Oh. Oh, this questionnaire. I'll do that later. Oh my goodness. Oh. Well, shit, guys. I said I was going to eat over an hour ago. It's now 4 o'clock and I have not eaten anything. And I am chewing into my small eating window that I have because I intermittent fast every day. Is there any other questions or anything that I can address? Again, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I will do this again tomorrow for sure. What essentially the title means here, walking and talking Doomsday, was I actually started out this stream. I was about 2 miles into a walking session. I have an under the desk treadmill that I use for work on my standing desk, and I was just like, I'm 2 miles in, I'm bored, I want to talk to somebody, so I started streaming. That was actually fun. I'll do this again tomorrow. Just walk 5 miles and talk to you guys. I'll also stream because tomorrow's registration for Island Raids will be the next day. The next day, we'll do Island Raid bracket reviews that hour before Island Raid starts, so we'll do that as well. But I think I'm enjoying kind of doing this now that I'm back to health, just being able to stream and chat with you guys while I'm walking and exercising, I guess. Do the questionnaire now so we can see your answers. I will probably post my answers in my community Discord. I'll do that. I'm like genuinely hungry, and I only have like a 4-hour window to eat every day. And I'm already about an hour and a half, 2 hours into it. So I need to go eat. I'm hungry. So the desk treadmill doesn't have the same effect when you just use it sitting down. Just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Yes, I'm going to go eat. I'm going to go make some food, do that kind of a thing. Again, I appreciate you guys hanging out and just being here. I know that I was away for a while. I apologize, guys. I don't get sick often, and so when I do get sick, it hits me like a freight train. So I apologize. I was out of commission for a few weeks after the holidays. So really, I've been out of commission for a little over a month, since like Christmas and stuff, Christmas and New Year's, and then getting sick. So appreciate you guys hanging out. I'll be back tomorrow. And yeah, I will see you guys then. Have a good day. Have a good night. Good afternoon, wherever you're at. You guys know the drill. Hug someone. Tell them you love them. And yeah, guys, just genuinely appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one, all right? Talk to you soon. Peace.